Liam watched from the hostel window as the three girls were dropped off. Each of them stepped out of the front seat of different cars, with a man standing by to open the car door for them. The men hugged the girls, planting kisses on their lips before leaving. Soon, the girls were outside the school fence. They climbed over it, jumped inside, and headed straight to their hostel. The next day was Saturday, and the girls planned to visit the school salon to get their hair done. The salon was large, with several stylists working there. However, before any girl could enter, the three slay queens, Arya, Bella, and Cassie had to get their hair done first. They paid the hairstylists extra to focus solely on their hair. The rest of the girls waited until they were finished before anyone else could use the salon. Liam came from a poor background. She attended the prestigious St. Helena's all-girls boarding school because of a scholarship she earned. She and her friend, Nina, were the only two students who had won Madame Evelyn's prestigious scholarship, which gave them the opportunity to study at St. Helena's. However, attending St. Helena's required additional expenses. Liam and Nina couldn't afford the luxury of the school salon. Instead, they styled each other's hair with simple braids because the pocket money they received from their parents barely covered their basic needs. One afternoon, as Liam and Nina were walking past the corner where Arya, Bella, and Cassie sat, Nina stumbled and accidentally spilled the smoothie belonging to the three slay queens. "I'm sorry," Nina muttered, trembling as she stood in front of them. "Poor thing," Cassie sneered. "Have you ever even seen a smoothie before?" The girls demanded compensation, claiming the smoothie cost $12,000. Liam opened her mouth in astonishment. "We can't afford that," she exclaimed. Cassie retorted, "If you're too poor to pay, then watch how you walk next time." The next day in class, Arya approached Liam. "You're studying hard, aren't you?" she began. "Yes, of course," Liam replied. "Well, we're going out next week. If you are interested you can come along, we'll accept you into our group." "Most girls would kill for this opportunity," Arya said, smirking. "So uses it wisely." Liam looked at her, surprised. "Party? What party?" Arya laughed. "Are you the only girl in St. Helena's who doesn't know about our Saturday outings? Whether the school approves or not, we do as we please. Our parents are high and mighty in the society. Here at St. Helena's, we make the rules. Even the chief security officer is at our beck and call." Liam nodded slowly in understanding. She had always admired the girls, they were beautiful and came from wealthy families. "Okay," she replied, her voice trembling slightly. That night, Arya sent one of the junior students to deliver grilled chicken and an ice cream to Liam's corner. Liam ate happily, hiding it from Nina, her friend. Liam marveled at the luxury. "So this is what these girls enjoy," she said aloud, licking her fingers. Arya's father was an oil magnate, while Bella's and Cassie's fathers were members of parliament. They were the three slay queens of the school and ruled with their wealth and influence. Even the school authority was afraid of them. On Saturday night, Liam joined the girls for the first time. They climbed the school fence and met a young man in a flashy car. He greeted Arya with a hug and a kiss on the lips, before opening the front door for her. Bella, Cassie, and Liam sat in the back seat as he drove them to his mansion. The mansion was breathtaking, with a grand entrance, manicured gardens, and a sparkling swimming pool. Inside, the decor was modern and luxurious, with a spacious living area that could host a small party. Liam gasped in awe, struggling to catch her breath at the sheer opulence of the surroundings. As the girls entered, Bella and Cassie immediately went to embrace their boyfriends, while Liam stood awkwardly in amazement in the living room, feeling out of place. Her mother's words echoed in her mind, "Avoid men and focus on your studies. They will only distract you." "Come on, girl," Cassie called out to her. "Loosen up. Life isn't all about books. You have to have fun." Liam stood silently, watching as the girls kissed their boyfriends without hesitation. This was very new to her. A tall, handsome man approached her. "Hey, beautiful," he said warmly. "Can I keep you company?" Liam's heart skipped a beat. "I'm fine, sir. Thank you," she replied shyly. "My name is John," he said, smiling. "And you are?" "I'm Liam," she replied, hesitantly. "You're stunning, Liam," John said. "You look like a queen." Soon, the other girls returned with glasses of brandy in their hand. "Liam, you're not drinking? You need to learn how to be a big girl." By the time the girls returned to the hostel, John had given Liam a new iPhone 16, along with some money. "Call me whenever you need anything," he told her. Liam was overjoyed. She had never owned a smartphone before, and now she had an iPhone 16. She felt like she had finally become one of the happening girls at St. Helena's. Back at school, Liam began to call John every day. When the other girls were out of the hostel for class, Arya, Bella, and Cassie would sit in their corner, chatting with their boyfriends on their gadgets. Liam now joined them, talking to John, who constantly praised her and called her sweet names. She felt a sense of belonging, finally walking among the big girls of the school and leaving Nina, her friend, behind. Nina was very uncomfortable with Liam's new attitude towards her lectures. "For weeks you have been missing class, Liam, and every Saturday night you jump the school fence to party with these girls. Remember, we are on scholarship, we're not from rich homes like the other girls. If you fall into trouble, is it your poor parents in the village that will save you? Leave me alone, I am fine and I am not getting into any trouble," Liam said, brushing Nina off. During their next outing, the girls were at the same venue, each with their respective boyfriends. When the other girls entered private rooms with their boyfriends, Liam was left alone with John. He moved closer to her and tried to touch her, but she protested. "I can't do this," Liam said firmly. "My mother warned me against it." John's attitude changed instantly. "Then why are you here?" he snapped, shoving her aside. "If you can't do this, give me back the iPhone I gave you." Angry and humiliated, Liam handed over the phone and left the room. When her friends returned, John told them, "Bring me a girl who knows what she's doing. I don't have time for these small girls who waste my time." Later that night, back at the hostel, the girls scolded Liam. "Look at the opportunity you just missed," Arya said. "You're so childish. Your mother said this, your mother said that. Do we look like we don't have mothers? Is your mother here in school with you?" "But, what if I get pregnant?" Liam asked nervously. Bella rolled her eyes. "There's nothing to worry about. There are pills that can take care of that in no time." After much thought, Liam decided to give in. She wanted to prove she could be a big girl too. John had promised to marry her after school, and the idea of a better future lured her in. Liam began meeting John regularly, throwing herself into the lifestyle recklessly. Every Saturday, the girls sneaked out, met their boyfriends, and partied. Liam drank, danced, and slept with John before returning to the hostel. But soon, this reckless lifestyle took its toll. Liam became pregnant multiple times, and each time, she resorted to abortion pills, which her friends assured her were safe. Over the months, Liam became distracted from her studies. Once a top-performing student, her grades dropped. She felt tired and weak constantly and often thought she might faint. On one of their usual weekends out, Liam realized her period hadn't come for weeks. She tested herself with a pregnancy kit and, as expected, it was positive. Panicked, Liam took the abortion pills as usual, but this time, nothing happened. She tried again with a higher dose, but the pregnancy remained. Desperate, she confided in Arya, Bella, and Cassie. "This is why you're different," Cassie said irritably. "We've never had issues like this. You've only been in this lifestyle for 8 months, and now you're trying to drag us into your problems." After that conversation, the girls began avoiding Liam. Her growing belly made it impossible to hide her condition anymore, and she felt completely alone. Girls began to notice Liam's growing belly, including Nina. One Saturday night, Liam decided to confront John directly. She sneaked out through the fence alone one night, and went to the address he had always told her was his house. Knocking at the gate, she was met by a beautifully dressed woman. "I'm looking for John," Liam said nervously. The woman raised an eyebrow. "Oh, you mean my driver?" Liam's heart sank. "Driver? I'm his girlfriend," she stammered. The woman laughed mockingly. "Girlfriend? Or one of his girlfriends? Listen, young lady. John is married, and his wife and children live in the village. He's been fooling around while we've been away on vacation. You're not the first girl to come here claiming to be his girlfriend." Liam was devastated. She collapsed to the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. The woman looked at her with pity. "Go back to your parents," she said gently. Liam returned to the hostel, her mother's advice haunting her thoughts. She didn't know whether to go home or stay at school. Even if she wanted to face her mother, she didn't have enough money for the trip. She decided to stay at the hostel and figure out a solution. One night, desperate and terrified, she begged Cassie to help her find an abortionist. At first, Cassie refused, but Liam's tears and pleading eventually convinced her. The following day, the two girls sneaked out to see a quack doctor. "This pregnancy is over 4 months," the doctor warned. "This procedure is very risky." Liam begged him to proceed, and after much persuasion, the doctor reluctantly agreed. The abortion was performed, but the aftermath was disastrous. As they left the hospital, Liam began bleeding heavily and collapsed near the school hostel as she and Cassie tried to sneak back in. The commotion alerted other students, and the school authorities quickly intervened. Liam was rushed to the hospital, where doctors tried desperately to save her. They administered drips and injections to restore her, but it was too late. Liam had lost too much blood and died on the operating table. This tragic story reminds young girls to prioritize their education and heed their parents' advice. Bad company can lead to life-altering consequences. It's never too late to return to the right path and seek help. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.